Alright, boys, so... oh, no. Soline first ticket, first impressions video. Woo! This character fucking sucks. It's an awful character, it's an awful character kit, everything is bad. And they knew that putting the CDR would make it a useful character. But the rest of the kit is useless. And it's like, bro, you knew what you were doing, making her 40 seconds, making her conditions proc only at a specific HP thresholds and everything else. And it's like, I don't know. It's just like bad design, overall bad design. But that's what it is. Let's talk a little bit about the first impressions, how she feels, what team she can be used. There is a few teams she can be used in, and overall my initial thoughts, as you can see, well, not much outside of what I already said. That's it. Hello, degenerates. Welcome back to Cooldown Waifus. I'm Sefhi, your favorite gambling addict. Today's topic, Soline first ticket. This song slaps so hard. I didn't get her. I got the full blue multi. Nice. Molky, thank you for lending me your account. Molky didn't get her overloaded. You don't need to, by the way. This is a character that it's so bad that you don't care about her gear, you don't care about her doll, you don't care about her cube, you only care about her skill 1. So, blue doll, phase 0, not overloaded, 10-4-4, just running a quantum cube for the extra regeneration because she's a shotgun. And again, we don't care about her damage, so a little bit extra regeneration is good. It's better than running Resilience or Bastion. It's kind of like wasted on her. The extra stats do nothing. And like I was saying earlier, the only reason she's gonna be good is because of the CDR. When we're talking about her heals, they only proc when HP is below 15%, and that can only happen once per battle. You need to burst if you want to be getting more tickets, and you can heal again when they go below 15%. She doesn't have any other heals. Obviously, she has the one here on the burst, but she doesn't have like a consistent heal. She doesn't heal with her normal shots like Rapunzel, anything like that. No offensive buffs anywhere. The max HP is not even enough to put her on a team with Cindy. Like, it just does not work. If she had any buff, like any actual offensive stat she could be improving, attack damage, attack, doesn't matter, anything, hit rate for the shotgun team, doesn't matter, anything, right? She would actually be a really good character. But because they decided to put only the CDR, automatically she's just losing everything, because everything else sucks ass, right? This is a 10-4-4 character. You need level 10 for the good CDR, by the way. You could be going 8 at the beginning, 8 plus, just like Rapid Red Hood, just like Siren. But if you are using her, just take it to 10 for the CDR, right? Everything else you can ignore, literally. And that's what kind of tilts me a little bit. Now, as a CDR unit, right, when we talk about CDR characters, I'll come back here on a second. When we talk about CDR characters, burst cooldown reduction, right here. Hopefully, guys, this is big enough for you. Let me make it a bit bigger. We talk about CDR characters. You have Little Mermaid and Rapid Red Hood, and they are the newest standard of CDR units. And the newest standard, it's 7.48, 49 seconds, whatever it is, right? Then you have everyone else that still to this day is pretty good because of not only the CDR, but also the buffs they provide. The Killer Wife for the Pierce and with the extra attack, Litter for the max ammo, the attack, everything else, Rogue for the max HP, the attack damage, etc., right? And then you have the rest of the CDR characters, the ones that are not that good. You have Milk, absolute dogshit character. You have Sakura, which nobody uses or remembers she has CDR. And then you have the character that still gets some usage in raids. Dola and Dorothy, not even that much to be fair. They could be moved down to a T4 tier and have no problem. Volume, Helm Aquamarine, and even Arcana for the compositions with Isabel. And those characters are good because they do something else. Not just give you CDR, they do give you something else. So for example, Volume has a lot of buffs, and the CDR, Helm Aquamarine is still the best debuffer for Iron Week content, and Arcana is making Isabel hit like a truck. Now, in terms of CDR, Soline is better than these characters, pure CDR, and that means you can rotate faster and you can be doing more damage. Well, more damage. This is Soline 10-4-4 versus a Volume 5-5-5, running a standard shotgun composition that was run on this raid. So Toph, Grave, Doro, Drake, and then your CDR, which would be in this case Soline. And as you can see, on elemental advantage, she's barely doing any damage, we don't care about that. Dorothy is doing 5.3, Drake 1.1. And switching to Volume, it doesn't even change that much. Even if you have to ramp up 3 times, you still do 5.5 and 1.1, like same damage on Drake, a little bit more on Doro. So why would you invest on a character that, first of all, is 40 seconds for the cooldown, so it's already more limited on the composition she can be used on, and then that her kit is useless, right? Now, a good thing about her, like, we could see this from the other perspective, right? And also I ran like a full shotgun with Leona. Same thing, 4.6, you lose a lot of damage. Grave is too good buffing Dorothy, right? You don't want to run anything else. But like I was saying, you could see this from another perspective if I stop being an old man that only runs. And you could see this as a really good CDR option on a budget. You don't need to invest in her outside of her skill 1 for her to do her job. And her job is just to provide you with good rotations. As long as you have burst generation, she does her job. On that regard, she's a good unit. Like, she's a cheap CDR battery or whatever you want to call her, right? Nothing else. That's the only thing she does. But again, it's a pretty bad kit design and how they did it. That's just me. And also for the people who were waiting 3 years for a Soline alt to get this. But it is what it is. It is what it is. As you can see, like, it does work. Like, I'm not gonna say she's, not a viable option. It is a viable option. But if we're talking about CDR and everything else they're providing, there is barely any reasons. Because volume, this is a 555 volume, and you're doing more damage than by running Soline. So why would you even invest on a level 10 skill on Soline when you can run volume, not overloaded, barely any skill levels, and get more damage, right? So that's what I said, that she's not that good. Most likely, I'm not updating anything yet on the website. I need to keep testing, obviously. Most likely, she's gonna be like a T4 character, and that's like about it, nothing else. I could see her as a T3, depending on how many teams we can find where she's viable. Right now, it's shotgun teams. Cindy team is a little bit of a copium. I don't think you're gonna be running ahead of the Cindy team. And the other team, you can actually put her as well. It's going to be on the Miranda one-shot team. So your Miranda, and then depends if you're running the Maxwell, Snow White, an Ain, a Mihara Binding Chain, whatever it is, right? Because those teams usually have the killer wife, but with this you will be having faster rotations. And again, it kind of depends on what you're doing, but it's also a viable team composition to be running. So those like the main 2 teams. You will probably see Soline on raids. For people who are doing raids, you're going to grab a copy because it's faster rotations. For people who don't care about raids, this is a skippable banner. And this is, in fact, on my account, the second banner since release that I'm skipping. The first one was Flora, and this is the second one. To be fair, I tried getting her. I did 2 multis. I got a Laplace on the first multi, and I got a full blue multi on the second. Also, I did a single on Liberalio, and I got my last Liberalio. So I prefer to not get Soline and get my last Liberalio than getting her. Honestly, not gonna complain. That said, I'm skipping her personally. I don't think it's worth pulling. I think for people who are doing raids, once again, it's viable for solo raids. Outside of solo raids, there is barely any reasons to use her. Not on tower, not on campaign, not on union raid, because actually maybe on union raids, depending on the teams you are running. Maybe. It's a maybe, not sure. But for the rest of the content, not really worth it. That said, enough ranting. Alright, I am out, bossos. As usual, we are live every single day. If you want to check out the content and say hello later, we'll be live. Links in the description down below. Good luck with your pool day rates, and I'll see you in the next one.